Hey everyone, Rarity Dash here. Time for another Patreon sponsored blind reaction. And this one comes to you courtesy of Johnny Lee Largent, who has requested that I react to a video called The Most Iconic Moments in EVO History by the eScore esports. And, yeah, this is going to be about that big fighting game tournament, EVO, which I am aware of. I've heard of it before. Though I'm not really that interested in the world of competitive gaming. I don't really have much of a draw to it. Okay. Hey everyone, Rarity Dash here. Time for another Patreon sponsored blind reaction. And this one comes to you courtesy of Johnny Lee Largent, who has requested that I react to a video called The Most Iconic Moments in EVO History by the eScore esports. So yeah, this is going to be about EVO, that big fighting game tournament that they have, which I have heard of, though I don't really know that much about it because I'm not really all that interested in the world of competitive gaming. I'm very much a casual gamer. I play games just to have fun. I'm not really interested in getting like super good at them so that I can compete with others or whatever. And I don't even, honestly, I'm not, I don't really feel like this is something that would be that fun to watch. Like, I mean, as an observer, just watching these people compete. Maybe this video will prove me wrong, but this just isn't something I really have that much, there's no real pull here for me. Let's just put it that way. I don't know. I'm not really that interested in, yeah, this stuff in general. But, yeah, maybe this video, this is the most iconic moment, so maybe this video will show me that I'm wrong about it all, and that it's really super awesome. So let's get started and find out. And here we go.
EVO, the mecca of the fighting game community. A tournament series so legendary, just saying its name conjures up images of glorious victory, crushing defeat, and, of course, the highest levels of hype.
Download complete.
Oh, yeah, gotta have some Smash. And Street Fighter. All the standards.
With EVO 2017 now behind us, we thought it was only...
Yeah, there are a lot of people there. That's quite the crowd for a fighting game tournament. Gotta say.
Unforgettable stories. These are the most iconic moments in EVO history.
Guess there are a lot of people into this stuff.
Between 2001 and 2010, Justin Wong was the undisputed god of Marvel vs. Capcom 2. His dominance was unprecedented, cementing his status as a favorite in the North American FGC. Justin's 9-year reign appeared to have no end in sight. But that all changed with the release of Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Part of his decline was his stubbornness, as Justin stuck to a relatively weak team, and his dogged devotion to it eventually cost him his crown.
Walker, your new Evolution 2013 champion!
At EVO 2011, he finished 3rd. In 2012, 7th. And in 2013, 2nd.
Okay, well that's still pretty good.
Fans began to question whether he would ever reclaim his Marvel vs. Capcom EVO title, as he fell again and again to familiar rivals.
Filipino champ dominant fashion.
But at EVO 2014, a chance for redemption presented itself. In the top 8, Justin had the opportunity to reclaim the MVC throne and exact revenge on the very usurpers he had conceded it to. His tear started with EVO 2013 champion Job Flocker Figueroa.
That's a name.
30 seconds on the clock, but it might not even matter. He got the hit. Freeze. Put your hands up.
And out. Flocker's the one that has to make something happen.
Wow, that was classic Marvel 2 foot.
I got a flashback right there, yikes.
That was a classic Marvel 2 foot. Oh,
9 seconds. 9 seconds.
Oh,
the tempo change. Beautiful.
And Justin Wong advances to the winners. Fight.
Next was EVO 2012 champion, the controversial Ryan Filipino champ Ramirez.
This is not a good look.
Controversial how?
You have dominance like this from Justin Wong, and you have the crowd behind you.
Filipino champ wouldn't roll over.
And he's avoiding the X, but
well, that's his username. I was like, why are we really focusing on this guy being Filipino?
Round 3 was hotly contested.
Not really that big a deal.
The amazing comeback last night, but this time.
I'm a fan.
Facing defeat, Champ pulled back the 4th round.
Again, the time looks like it will work out for him. With a full screen snipe. Caught Justin probably angling at a fireball, just trying to set something up.
It all came down to round 5.
To a piece.
This could be it.
Oh, he got him!
Both of them! X-Factor! And Justin won!
With 2 of his biggest demons cast aside, the stage was set for grand finals. There awaited Christopher Gonzalez, better known as Chris G, one of MVC3's all-time greats and Justin's toughest foes.
This is the one that everyone asked for. They wanted Justin Wong and Chris G. Justin has a chance to be the savior of Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Chris G had Justin's number throughout the year, so it was set to be a classic, and it did not disappoint.
Went for the dive, he gambled, he bet it. He needed to come back.
That was a guy like decision there by Chris too, but it just didn't work out for him.
He's just barely off the mark, and he still had the X Factor up. He really needed to make the comeback happen.
Justin Wong, nail number 1. Oh my God, he smells it. Chris G's still looking good right now, but his resources are looking slim. No meters on deck. Wow, bad tag.
Wong Factor. He's getting life back. Oh, it's really close. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be close. A couple more Soulfists really might do it.
He's killing the time right here with the super.
Timer scam.
Oh my God!
Who got it? I think Justin got it. Who got it? Justin!
Oh my God. High pressure situation for Justin.
Chris G fought tooth and nail to take the 3rd round.
Coming in. He's actually a dangerous anchor. People don't know this. But can he catch?
He's gotta exit. He's gotta exit.
Oh, I think he did.
But in the 4th, Justin would not be denied.
Too far.
Oh, the standing round.
Justin wanted more. Justin wanted more.
Oh my God. He went for the legs again.
X Factor.
Oh my God, are we crowning a new champion here?
I think this might be it, guys.
As the king returns, as the Marvel God has returned to his throne.
I think we're gonna see.
Gotta love the commentary.
I'm not even gonna knock it yet. I'm not even gonna. Oh my God! He just takes it! He takes it! He's back!
Done it! Unbelievable!
He's back!
Justin had reclaimed his throne, avenging losses to his demons along the way, and the crowd could not have been happier about it.
That was the sickest thing I've ever seen. I think if anybody's going to remember something, it's a lot of moments that you're going to remember of Justin, but that's going to be my number one. It's like he lost EVO, and it was very depressing, then he came back stronger the next year and won that one.
It's not every day that you get to see someone redeem themselves on the largest competitive stage, and especially to do it in such emphatic fashion against the toughest of opposition. Justin Wong's impressive trail of destruction at EVO 2014 is every bit as unforgettable as the barrel roll celebration it produced, undoubtedly making it one of Marvel's most hype and iconic stories.
Once again, at the top of the mountain. I can't believe it.
If there's one thing you should know about Lee Punko Chungan, it's that he has a unique habit.
And a unique
Defiant
name.
Frustration or passionate celebration, Punko loses his shirt.
My God! Wow!
I see that.
Oh my God!
I love the other guy's reaction.
The
It's
tradition
like,
is famous
okay.
in the FGC. There is one instant that took it to iconic status, and it happened when he ran into Casey Oniisan Dillon during pool play of
Oniisan.
Ultimate Street Fighter 4 at EVO 2015. Realistically, Oniisan was no match for Punko, and the first match proved it.
Some armor and combo possibilities. And Punko just all over it here. Oh, again, no cross up, and you're in big trouble. Not quite in range for the toe taps, but
While Oniisan landed a few blows of his own, it was a confident 2-0 for Punko. But that's when things got interesting. After the beatdown, Oniisan eyed the crowd, knowing he was on stage with the Rage Master himself. He decided to make his match a bit more fun. He wanted the full Punko experience, in all its angry, shirtless glory. And so, Oniisan got to his feet and baited the beast.
oh, the crowd goes wild. Oh! Yellow card.
Oh!
Yellow card.
Unnecessary pepperonis.
GG.
5 yards. Oh my!
a double yellow card. Internet. He's taking it. Whoa.
Punko simmered
Look at him laughing.
and then erupted. If
Okay.
Oniisan wanted Punko, he got him.
Let's please cut to the game screen. There's a lot of jiggling going on that stage. Not one sit-up. Okay, here we go. Ever done a single sit-up? Yeah. Okay, nice uppercut. You're gonna put your shirt on my shoulders? I don't going in. I don't think so, amigo. Gansa Amnita. Can you remove your shirt?
Wow.
Oh, this is blow up city.
Yeah, that's quite the beating.
Punko's gonna put his shirt back on and leave with both shirts.
And another lopsided smackdown by the Korean in round 2 sealed the deal.
You're in trouble now. Right down to the wire here for Oniisan. Oh, don't ever try that again. Oh, did you see the eye roll from Punko? He did not even want to shake his hand.
This game wasn't a meeting between two juggernauts, and it's not some epic match you can learn from every time you watch it, but it's funny, memorable, and it's pure FGC spirit, and that's what makes it iconic. Alex Valle is a legend of the FGC. He was the de facto best player in the West during the late 90s, and his skill during that era brought him neck and neck with
Going
Daigo
way back.
Uehara. His influence on the West Coast scene simply cannot be understated. But by 2015, Valle's focus had shifted away from competing towards other FGC commitments, leaving many to believe that his best years as a player were well behind him. That is until the affectionately dubbed Uncle Valle entered Ultra Street Fighter 4 at EVO 2015, where he would defy
That's cool.
all expectations, further building upon his already cemented legacy. In pools, Valle found himself matched up against the heavily favored Masato Bonchan Takahashi. Bonchan had placed second at the previous EVO in 2014 and was considered a contender for top 8 in 2015. No matter how experienced Valle might have been, there was no way a past his prime old guy could stand up against an elite next generation Street Fighter player, right? Well, we couldn't have been
Doesn't look
more
that
wrong.
old.
Not only did the old master beat Bonchan, he took him to school.
Bonchan maybe was waiting for something else. Oh, he's going to be able to get the clap. But this is a problem. And Valle with a very low punish.
Nah, right.
He could have gotten the wall throw into Ultra 2 and I would have done it. Oh!
Why not?
The elbow to the face
The people
from Alex
elbow.
Valle. Got the counter hit off of it. Not that time, though. Not going to combo with that situation. And again, that's Stan Fierce.
He's mauling him with this Hugo. Beautiful spacing from
there it
Bonchan.
is. The old man still got it in him. Alex Valle taking the first game off of Bonchan.
The second round was more of the
Valle
same.
is the kind of guy that it doesn't really matter what your notes say. It doesn't matter what your notes say, James. It's Alex Valle. You better just knuckle down and fight. All you can do is fight.
I've just been really hurting
So
Bonchan.
much.
Then just slap him in the face.
He slapped
Just
him.
slap him in the face.
Smelling blood in the water, Valle went in for the kill.
Out on him.
Oh.
He read that and he takes the meter as well. Alex
he
Valle.
takes the
Give him a
meter.
hand. Give him another hand.
Oh! Alex Valle grabbing him with the Ultra 2.
Oh, my.
Is this not going to be enough quite yet? But he's right there. What's the follow-up? And it just overheads him. Alex Valle sending Bonchan in the loser's bracket. Alex Valle. No one would have predicted the upset, but it was the kind of magic that could only have been made at EVO. Valle, one of the forefathers of the FGC, showing the naysaying whippersnappers he could still hang with the elite. Although he may not have gone deep in the bracket after beating Bonchan, does it really matter? For one more beautiful moment, we got to see him kicking ass and taking names nearly 2 decades after making his own. Is this not going to be enough quite yet? But he's right there. What's the follow-up? And it just overhead. Valle's lopsided upset of Bonchan reminds us that the greatness of an FGC god never truly fades, even if his hair color does.
Wow. I mean, it's not that faded.
From Super Smash Bros. Melee at EVO
Okay.
2016, a highlight that has become a defining moment for the entire Smash community and their journey at EVO. The moment is significant as not just an amazing and incredibly clutch play, but also for the emotional significance it held for Wong, Hungrybox, and his fans. It seemed that HBox was cursed to always be the bridesmaid and never the bride. But during the grand finals of EVO 2016, he finally got his chance to exercise his demons. Back-to-back runner-up in 2014 and 2015, he came into EVO 2016 with a fresh mindset, his best friend and coach to back him up, and more drive than ever to take the Melee throne. Sitting on that throne was the Swedish god, EVO favorite and undeniably best player in the world, Adam Armada Lindgren.
I felt pretty good. Had a pretty good 2015 overall, and I'm really looking forward to this weekend, and I hope to defend my title.
The two had met countless times before, with Armada usually getting the better of HBox and his puff.
It's great that he uses Jigglypuff. That I appreciate.
To add to the drama, HBox was coming from losers, and therefore had to beat Armada in 2 best-of-5s to secure the title. The match was as close as it had ever been.
Can do it anywhere and more than once, but Armada gets it and...
And really...
What an answer! Is HBox still gonna get the kill though? Will he get up this?
Not yet.
Wow!
It's no chance.
Oh my god!
Gotta root for the Jigglypuff.
Beautiful presence of mind from Armada to shine spike. HBox says I am still out here.
Yep, wants to keep
Oh!
Yeah, I feel like that was a zero. I think that was a weak count already.
Yeah. Tomahawk a little bit as Armada sniffs it out. Wow, and that's going to be a James stop on FD.
Yeah, commanding game on Final Station. Maybe that was the counter pick.
But yeah, doable for Hungrybox.
Yeah.
Not with that DI.
It came down to an all-important Game 5. If Armada won, he would take the crown, and it would be another year of falling just short for HBox.
If you want to see some more Super Smash Bros. Melee, if you want to see the reset, if you want to see it go down to the very end, make some noise for Hungrybox. Here we go, Game 5. Great Smash DI just a moment ago for Hungrybox, keeping his stock.
Yep.
These guys are here to play.
There
These
it
guys
is.
are here to play. Armada with the first stock.
Jab up smash. All right, what we got? Hungrybox with the heavy jump grab. Forward airs him.
Oh.
Wave effect versus Hungrybox last year Evo. Right now he's just playing outside with another read on the double jump.
This seems pretty crazy.
Is Armada going to end front? Armada, ooh, okay.
I love weak nair as a combo.
That was that juicy DIs here, right, where he got hit. He was going to be in this time for a minute.
Oh.
He just runs up and does it.
The Swede looked in control, and he was set to slam the door on the Florida natives' hopes once again. That's when HBox came in clutch.
Not
But he gets hit.
He gets
That could be it.
Oh!
to reset the bracket. Reads the double jump. Waits out the air dodge for Armada. He's got to play one more set. Hungrybox.
Despite being down a stock and at nearly 100%, HBox managed to take
He does not look happy about
twice,
this.
taking the final stock with the rest around the world. The shock on HBox's face and the roar of the crowd tell you all you need to know about how unlikely the comeback
He's just
was.
pissed off.
Not
But he gets hit.
He gets
That could be it.
to reset the bracket. Reads the double jump.
Even with that amazing play, HBox's work wasn't done yet. He might have reset the bracket, but he still had to beat his rival once again in another best-of-5. If he didn't close it out, it would all be for nothing. But HBox would not waste his opportunity.
Well, whatever, it bounces out.
Delivering on the promise of this set is just precedent where it's so powerful.
Yeah.
Just like that. Process all his jumps. Ooh, he gives it the ledge.
Ballsy fastball there to sort of steal the ledge from Hungrybox. The damage he's getting off the gun.
Double jab.
Yeah. HBox weathering the storm at 139. I don't think you can crouch cancel much later than that. Armada playing the vertical game. Crouch cancels into a shine. Not a KO move. Oh, what's he gonna get? And the rise!
Oh.
Game 5. He missed the first rest opportunity.
You see it again and again.
Putting all their energy up into the
skies.
Yes. Nail up there. That'll do it. Obama's got one last chance at
All of your
life.
energy must go to the skies. Whose ear is this?
Beats a back there. This is big. He recovers. The tournament winner.
Overcome with emotion, Hbox had finally achieved his dream, winning an EVO title and taking down Armada in the most dramatic fashion possible. While the reset would probably be iconic in its own right, the fact that Hbox actually won it all is what makes the moment embody his 2-year struggle and ultimate triumph on the grandest stage Melee has ever known. The reset is dramatic, unbelievably clutch, and overwhelmingly emotional, making it not just one of Smash and EVO's most iconic moments, but one of the most inspiring stories in all of esports. Sometimes a little surprise factor goes a long way. It's top 8 for Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition at EVO 2014, and Lee Infiltration Sion Wu is playing Eduardo PR Balrog Perez in the loser's semifinal. Winner takes top 3, loser goes home. The match was intense from the get-go, with PR Balrog throwing haymakers and putting on the pressure to win the first round.
Headbutt.
He pulled it off.
The PR Rock specialty.
And of course, PR Balrog uses Balrog.
But Infiltration quickly adapted, taking confident back-to-back rounds to win game 1.
Oh,
And that's the pursuit. That's why he burned that meter. He threw the fireball and focus canceled it, dash forward, preventing.
It seemed like the Korean might be able to deal with PR Balrog's fiery aggression, control the pace, and take the win. But Balrog wasn't going down without a fight.
You're gonna drop your cover. It gets another
Unbelievable!
4 consecutive round wins sent Infiltration reeling, and with all the momentum on his side, PR Balrog was grinning with confidence. 1 match away from securing his spot in the losers final. Infiltration knew he needed to do something, anything, to stop PR Balrog. Staring silently at the screen in thought, he dug deep into his bag of tricks and pulled out Hakan. Wait, Hakan? Yes, Hakan.
What the fuck?
While the oil wrestler was considered low tier, no one knew how to counter him.
Hakan is a hard counter to Balrog.
This is a very, very tough fight for Balrog. Not one you have to face very often. The crowd is on their feet. They're swooning from this.
However, few players on Earth could play him at the high level needed to make this sort of comeback. Fortunately for Infiltration, he was one of those players.
Couple of tournaments.
We will see. Infiltration has tested his patience, he's tested his wits, he's tested his decision making, now he's testing his character knowledge.
Even having to deal with the shock of facing a Hakan, PR Balrog wasn't making it easy. The final few rounds were absolutely pulse-pounding.
Oh, and eats it right in the nose, and we are going to the final round.
I think PR Rock tried to do an EX headbutt there.
I've got to imagine, nothing came out.
Final round, and again, the whole key is just to get away from that oil. Hakan, when oiled, one of the strongest characters in the game, if not the strongest character. Oh, what a wake-up SPD! Using the EX1 for the invincibility.
The big oil. He knew he was going to get popped for it.
It's kind of a weird character. Just
opens up so many options.
Oil.
Okay, here we go. Big damage. Again, using up that oil time. But another great read, air throw from Infiltration.
And even these competitors pushing it to the limit. Hakan, great anti-air jab, and another incredible air throw. Here's the pressure to get him. No, he's out of the way. The match rolls on. Oh, focus stuff, very risky against it. Oh no!
Tried it. Okay, damage here.
He's threatening. Backdash.
Focus, backdash. Wow, so risky.
Just out of range. Oh, trying to bait it out. Whoa, crazy stuff from PR Balrog, gets away with it. Living to fight another day, but looking a little bit zany. Goes for the overhead, great block. That could be it.
Okay, well there we go.
The win lifted the already famous Infiltration into legendary status and cemented his reputation as a man who could not only play any character, but someone who would do anything, even gamble it all on Hakan to win. To this day, no other character swap has come close to matching this one, when a low-tier surprise became an iconic moment in Street Fighter history.
Goes for the overhead, great block. That could be it. That is it. Infiltration with Hakan knocking out Valle. Incredible stuff. Amazing counter pick.
Premature pop-offs are nothing new in the world of the FGC, but there is one such moment that is so catastrophic in its failure, so memorable in its facepalm-inducing embarrassment, that in just 2 years it has already become the most famous FGC blunder of all time.
Okay.
It happened during the Guilty Gear XR Top 8 at EVO 2015, as Ryuichi Woshige Shigeno was taking on Kenichi Ogawa for a spot in the winner's final.
These guys, no stranger to each other.
The match was tight from the get-go, and eventually had come down to a deciding third game. Ogawa went up 1 round, putting Woshige's back against the wall.
Smart, saw Woshige jump up really high, knew the trajectory of the pin. Ogawa was 1 step ahead.
The second round came down to the wire, but Woshige landed a well-executed combo to narrowly take it.
Gets caught low again, has to burst immediately.
Full meter though, full meter! He's gonna have to do, oh he can't, no burst!
So smart!
Oh my god! Genius!
Caught up in the hype of his perceived victory, Woshige popped to his feet and faced the crowd with both hands raised.
Yeah, he's gonna regret that, isn't he?
A round left to go.
He thinks it's over! Lock down on the last round! And Ogawa doesn't care! He's still got 65%!
Oh my god!
Woshige, no!
Woshige not like this! What are you
standing up for?
Why?
Oh my god! Woshige thought it was over and stood up, and Ogawa gave him no remorse.
The FGC and internet exploded.
Exactly what happens. Don't have celebration. Pop off.
Oh my god!
Take it in. Flex on him.
Unbelievable.
While Woshige
That's gotta feel bad.
in the design of Street Fighter V's mechanics, this infamous mistake immortalized him in the annals of the FGC and EVO.
Wow.
When it comes to iconic moments, failure can often be just as memorable as success. And as one of the most costly and embarrassing premature pop-offs of all time, there's no doubt that this one won't soon be forgotten.
Yeah.
God!
Woshige, no!
Woshige not like this! What are you standing up for? Why? Why?
Oh my god!
Every now and then, an underdog emerges as the unlikely hero to unexpectedly leave their mark on EVO history. In 2010, it was the brilliance of Bruce Gamerby Siang, and in 2011, the FGC stood in awe of Noah Solis, the 8-year-old killer.
Wow. 8-year-old. Okay.
For the Melee community at EVO 2014, it was Jeffrey Axe Williamson who propelled himself into Smash Legend by not only playing one of the greatest games of Melee ever seen, but doing so with the most unlikely of characters.
Pikachu!
Leading up to EVO, Axe had begun making his name by placing respectably at smaller events with Pikachu, who back in 2014 was not viewed as a top-tier character. His refusal to adopt a more traditional main and still find success had won him the affection of fans. So when Axe made it into the top 8 at EVO 2014, the crowd was behind him 110%. Standing in his way in the losers bracket was Otto Silent Wolf Bisno, a Fox player known for his technical prowess.
Oh, the back air, it's done!
And Silent Wolf taking it over left in the big top 8.
It was going to be a tough matchup. Not only was Silent Wolf a solid player, Fox is considered the strongest character in Melee, leagues above Pikachu in the tier list. After splitting Battlefield and Pokemon Stadium, their set came down to the very last game on Fountain of Dreams. Axe burst out of the gates.
And I kind of like the FOD counter pick for Max, because with a player as technical as Silent Wolf, the changing heights of the platforms can really do a lot at messing him up.
Potential stock gets the up air tail spike. And
that's pretty cool.
Nice light shield. Not even trying to get shield snap, as the shields do get really small. And another stock. Pikachu!
Pikachu's good.
Within 45 seconds, Silent Wolf was down 2 stocks. The crowd roared and started chanting for Pikachu, sensing that something special was about to happen.
That trouble doubled extremely quick. The Pikachu chant is humongous here. Oh
man.
Silent Wolf.
We've seen a lot of 4 stocks on this stage before.
But 45
that's
Silent Wolf might be down to his last stock.
Is he gonna get it before a minute passes? Well, let's see. He's right near the edge. Oh my god! Destruction!
That was emphatic. That was amazing.
It took less than a minute for
Yeah,
Axe to
I'm
dismantle
impressed.
Silent Wolf in one of the most brutal 4 stocks in Melee history, producing one of the most electric pop-offs and hype soundbites of all time.
Yes! Oh my god! Destruction!
Hoisting his Pikachu plushie up high, Axe basked in the rapturous cheers of the crowd, and EVO defined.
Gotta love the Pikachu.
Mortality. Are you watching?
Axe's iconic 4-stock of Silent Wolf stands as a lesson that matchups aren't won on paper, and that success can still be found on paths less traveled. Not bad for a man and his electric mouse. When the gloves come off, you know a fight is about to get serious. But
Okay.
in the Mortal Kombat 10 Grand Finals at EVO 2016, it wasn't gloves that came off. It was a hat.
I see.
I don't think we've ever seen that before.
But the fact that it belonged to Dominic
That hat-
Fox McClane makes this story special. Because for some
That hat is
fans,
special.
his hat is more than just a hat.
I like furs a lot, and then I was like, alright, so I can still play with the hat and tail on and make a new image for myself.
By
I
August
see.
of 2016,
I-
Sonic Fox was the undisputed king of Mortal Kombat.
Way, as you can see there, look, first place EVO for 2014 for Injustice and MK9, Fatal 8 champion. This guy won the very first tournament of the game.
He had taken down just about every big name in the scene and dismantled Carl Perfect Legend White to prove his status.
Stop. It's tagged. It's over.
It's over.
That was supposed to be his round, dude. Oh my god, and the brutal,
Oh
just
my
because.
God. Make it stop. Make
just
it stop.
because.
Make it stop. Make it stop.
He was on a rampage, winning title after title, all while wearing his foxtail and hat with ears. Even in the most intense moments, publicity shoots, or celebration, Sonic Fox was never, ever without his signature hat. But during the grand finals of EVO 2016, something was different. His opponent, Syed Tekken Master Hashim, would push him further than anyone else had before.
And he gets the NJP. That's exact.
Apparently a master at more than just Tekken.
That was a Christmas miracle. Oh man, that
Also,
was so close. He
the
got
moon.
NJP for the kill combo, but man, you cannot get nervous on a stage like this.
The series started with Sonic Fox's Cassie Cage against Tekken Master's Devora, and as everyone expected, Game 1 was all Sonic Fox.
Solidifying his lead, Sonic Fox is sitting ugly right now. And again, meter burn, that's gonna do it.
Tekken Master switched to Kotal Khan in Game 2, and that's when things started to get interesting.
Okay, beautiful work, Tekken Master, staying on top of things.
And now maybe it's time for Tekken Master to take advantage of it. He has a lot of advantage there.
Oh man, he's staggering these party crashers
Again,
so
will he
well.
go for chip? Will he get chip on this?
And he does, tying things up here. And look at Sonic Fox. That's the first game he's lost today, am I right?
You are right.
Okay.
He was 3-0 against Ayate.
Even when Sonic Fox switched onto his signature Aaron Black, Tekken Master continued to make the MK King sweat.
Wow, the armor through the command grab. That was perfect timing by Tekken Master. He had the breaker. Oh boy.
We can see the round, folks. We can see it.
Oh man, and the pop-off.
Slicing through.
Wow, look at this face on this look on Sonic Fox's face. I don't think I've ever seen him make that face.
We do not see this
You don't
very
see that.
into nothing at the end. Interesting.
The chip is going to become a huge factor.
Oh no, hold on. He can take it.
He's gonna get a
He can take it.
bar.
He can take it. All he needs is one more hit.
Okazumi, delayed wake up.
What's for breakfast?
Ooh.
Wow, that was the low mix up there. Look at Sonic Fox's face.
This could be it. This could be it. No.
Oh man, Sonic Fox.
Can he do it? Plus frames. He's looking for the EX. It didn't come.
I'm covering my eyes.
There it is. The reset. The reset.
Nice bracket reset from Tekken Master, and he looks so composed.
With the bracket reset and Sonic Fox feeling the heat, Tekken Master didn't let up even for a second.
Yeah, you're right about that.
He goes
Look
for
at
it.
this, the lead, Tekken Master.
Oh, that was the last hit of it. He just didn't want to deal with the meaty.
There's the slide. Tekken Master trying to go up 1-0 in this grand,
And he's going to do it.
final
He's going to
set.
do it. He's going to do it.
Oh, man.
Frustrated and sensing oncoming defeat, Sonic Fox did something no one could have expected. He took off his hat.
Whoa.
I like that smile.
Never seen that before. Yikes.
We're seeing
Oh, man.
bare-headed human Sonic Fox.
I thought his brain would be exposed there.
It was as if the moment was scripted, like Bruce Lee taking off his shirt in Fists of Fury. The removal of Sonic Fox's hat was a clear sign that things were about to get real. And they did.
Could be big. No, the drop. Again, drops from Sonic Fox when you ever see it.
Why meter burn that there? That was interesting, too.
backdash. Oh man, the party crasher off of the backdash was gorgeous. Tekken Master
trying to get something going.
Look at all the meter here though. Breaker, he has one left. What's he gonna do? Trying to tie things up.
Taking up that space. Kodo cannot run over that. You have to jump or walk over it. Or use that.
He's gonna convert. He's got the lead.
Oh.
He's got the position. Chooses to meter burn. Oh, the trade on the fireballs. And Sonic Fox takes the lead in the set. Tekken Master wasn't done just yet, taking Game 4 to tie the series and putting himself one step away from stealing the title out from under Sonic Fox.
Again, the damage reduction totem out there.
Emergency, sound the alarm, Sonic Fox.
But again, plus frames.
Oh, emergency!
But now he has bar. What will he do with it? Will he use it? He going for
I
damage!
can't watch.
The damage!
Oh, man.
The damage!
The block! And it is all tied up. 2-2, Evolution 2016. Look at these players right now. This is unbelievable. Nobody's wearing a blue hat. I can't believe it. One last character switch was in order. He finally brings out the secret. No more dilly-dallying here.
So I like
all right? There's alien pressure in the corner.
Got it.
Yikes, a heartbreaker.
Alien.
Overhead. Ugh, this is becoming I Love Lucy. What are we gonna do? The blocks.
It's time now for Tekken Master. No,
I suppose this is a guest character in the game.
We're right back into the corner. Look at this.
Oh, we are seeing
no.
some problems out of Tekken Master.
It's a heartbreak.
He's missed punishes. He's missed combos.
Yikes.
He has to make a big recovery immediately. He's got the damage buff out.
The throw break.
If he finds a hit, friends, that will be a lot.
This is the secret boss here. The alien. Oh man, Tekken Master with barely any health left.
There it is.
That
Sonic Fox.
is it. The celebration. Sonic Fox, just like that. Sonic Fox erupted to his feet. He was the champion.
Still got the tail, at least.
It lay on the table where he had left it. A symbol that Sonic Fox had been pushed to his limit and emerged victorious. Since then, Sonic Fox has remained a nearly unstoppable force in the world of Mortal Kombat. And no one will forget the only time he took off his hat. Ooh, and Sonic... Whoa! I don't think we've ever seen that before. This is a play that needs little introduction. It is not only the most iconic FGC moment of all time, it stands among the greatest esports plays of all time.
Going back for this one, aren't we?
From Street Fighter Third Strike at EVO 2004, EVO Moment
2004
37 emerged from a matchup that is a classic to this day. Justin Wong versus Daigo Umehara. It was the American
Back to
Wiz
Justin.
against the Japanese Beast. And while the match was destined to be a thriller, no one could have known that what would happen would change fighting games forever. With both players earning themselves a round apiece, the first game came down to a deciding round 3. Justin took a commanding lead. With Daigo one strike away from defeat, Justin threw out Chun-Li's Hoyuku-sen Super, a 15-strike attack. He figured Daigo would drop an input, gambling that the Beast wouldn't be perfect for just one split second.
Yeah, I don't think you...
wrong.
Yeah, you can't count on that.
The Daigo parry is unbelievable because any of the hits, even if blocked, would have been enough to knock Daigo out and give Justin the first game. Daigo had to perfectly time his parries for all 15 strikes, which requires nearly frame-perfect inputs.
Wow.
On top of doing just that, he ended the fight with his own super, sealing one of the flashiest and most unbelievable comebacks of all time. It's easy to see why EVO Moment 37 has become such an iconic moment in esports history. It's the perfect storm of everything you need to make an amazing highlight. Fierce competitors, a hype crowd, and a play that defied all expectations. It is, simply put, what the FGC and EVO are all about, wrapped up in one beautiful, untouchable highlight. It is EVO Moment 37.
Well, there we go.
We love producing these videos and hope you enjoy them just as much. Is there a story you think that we should tell? Leave your suggestions in the comments below and be sure to subscribe for more great content.
I mean, that was very well produced. They did a good job of actually making it seem interesting. And some of it was. Some of it actually was kind of cool to watch. I mean, like, the Smash fights I could follow pretty well. Those were kind of neat. And some of the other ones, too. I mean, it was some pretty good stories. I mean, it was a lot of them. And it was pretty interesting. I tend to think that it's probably not always this dramatic with this kind of thing, but these moments, they shine through, and yeah, pretty good stuff here. It was yeah, fun video. Don't think I have anything else to say, though. I mean, yeah, it's still not a world that I'm really all that interested in, but I mean, it does. I get it to an extent. I can see kind of the appeal, and I can appreciate the feelings that these people were all having as they went through these matches and proved themselves, came out on top, and had these big moments. And yeah, I respect that. It's all pretty cool. Anyway, hope you liked the reaction. Let me know if you did, and see you in the next one.